Hello and welcome to your balance training workout for osteoporosis. I'm Kendra Fitzgerald, corrective exercise specialist, and this training is absolutely essential, something that I want you to try to do every single day because balance training can make the difference between standing well on your 2 feet and having a potential fall that could put you at risk for a fracture. So I have worked with many clients in the osteoporosis phase, and time again, this is the most important piece that they say carries over into their everyday life. So I'm so happy that you're here. Let's get started. We're going to come to the wall. You can put your hand on the wall or on a chair for stability. We're going to take the hand on the hip. Go ahead and lift one of your feet up. We're going to rotate the ankle out. So you're making little circles with your toes and then circles with the other toes. If this feels really challenging for you, you can also do this seated in a chair. We're just lifting the leg. Good. Let's make one more circle out. Great. And one more circle in. Good. And then we'll switch to the other side. You can take the other hand to the wall, peel the outside foot off, rotate the ankle out, and rotate the ankle in. Good. Let's do one more set here. Rotate the ankle out and rotate the ankle in. Very good. All right, now we're going to come to the wall and bring your hands to the wall or to the chair, and we're going to pedal the feet out. So you're going to pedal one foot at a time. You can feel free to take the foot off of the floor, just like you're walking, but you're pressing your feet off. You can think of like a horse prancing and really push off the floor with your toes. Roll through the feet. Take a moment to just feel how that feels on your foot. Good. And then coming away from the wall, we're going to take the foot back about 2 feet. So you're going to separate your feet. If you need to hold onto a chair, you can do that too. We're going to peel off and then go all the way back. So you're really driving that heel down to the floor. Good. Feel free to bend this knee if you have a chair here. And we're just starting to practice. Okay, balancing on my front leg, rolling through my foot, warming up the foot for some of this balance practice. Good. One more here. Great. And we'll switch legs. The other leg comes forward. If you're holding on, you can take that foot down to the floor. Front knee can bend. Your back is staying very straight. We're not arching forward this way. Good. You're going to press off and then back down. Notice what you notice here in your core. See if you can start to use your core and maybe rely on your hip to help you press forward and back. If you've been working out with me very long, you know I'm all about efficiency. So we can make every exercise work for everything we need it to. That is very, very good. Good. One more here. Great. All right. Bend your knees, come back to the center. And we're going to come all the way to the center. We're going to separate the feet a little wider than hip distance. And we're going to peel the feet off this way. So you're going to shift from one side to the other. And we're not lifting the toes off the floor. Your foot is still staying in contact with the floor. We're just playing around with what happens when you shift your weight from one side to the other. Now, pay attention to your upper body. Notice if you're leaning and arching, right, to try to do the movement with your upper back. I want you to stay really engaged here, like a TikTok metronome. Drive it down, even through the ball of the foot. You notice that I'm doing this barefoot. If you have shoes on and you can, or somewhere where you can take your shoes off, even doing it in socks is very good because you feel contact with the floor. Shoes sometimes give us a false sense of balance. Good. One more time each side. Excellent. Good. Bring your feet back together. We're going to start with side steps, just straight to the side. Good. Find your core. Rely on your hips. And if you notice that you start going too far to the side, I want you to engage your core, engage your hips a little bit more. We're going to start moving it forward. Side steps. Forward. Forward. Good. Feel your feet on the floor. This is why I love doing this with no shoes on, because you can really feel the traction of your feet underneath. Now you're going back all the way to your starting point. Very good. All right, next up, we're going to work on a pivot. So this is one of the things that we lose the ability to do, not only to dorsiflex, point and flex our feet, but we lose the ability to turn on our feet. Sometimes we have someone coming up and they'll do little feet like this to turn themselves. So they've lost the ability to pivot. So I want you to keep that. All right, so pivoting, go ahead and take your feet wide. You're going to come up onto the balls of your feet, pivot. Back to the center, pivot to the other side. So your heels are swinging out to the side. If you need to make it smaller, you can. Pivot. Back to center, pivot. If you're on a sticky mat like me, this might be a little challenging. Pivot. Good. And pivot. Pivot. And pivot. Yeah. If you need to hold on to something, you can do that too. If you want to just do one leg at a time, we can do that as well. Start to work on that ability to move, come on with me, through your feet. Notice what's happening in your hips. Kind of like a funky dance. Press the heel forward, press the heel forward and out, forward and out, forward and out. Let's do 4 more. Out, forward and out, forward and out. Good. All right, now we're going to put this together with a little bit of walking. So if you have a little bit of space or a mat, that's totally fine. You can walk forward. When you get to the end of your space, put 1 foot forward, pivot, turn around, go the other way, and then keep walking. Notice your feet on the ground. Other foot forward, pivot, and then keep walking. Good. Pivot. Keep walking. Foot forward. Make sure you're alternating feet. Woo! Good. Feel free to really work on that position. Stick it before you pivot. Good. So 1 more set each direction. You're going to pivot and go the other way. And if it's not perfect, that's a-okay. We're just practicing here, especially if it's hard. So go ahead and join me for another set here. Heel out, even turning the toes in when you are done. A lot of this happens from the hips. If your knees are like, I don't like this, look at what's going on in your hips. Maybe take your feet a little closer together. Out, out. You shift from one side to the other. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Good. Come back to the center. We'll do 1 more set here, just standing. So again, you can hold on to a chair here. We're going to come up onto our toes, pivot to one side, come up, pivot, come up, pivot, come up, pivot. Again, if this feels hard, it's okay. It's a hard movement to do, but if it feels hard when you're practicing like this, it will begin to feel easy in your everyday life. Good. Up and pivot. 1 more time each side. Up and pivot. Last one. Up and pivot. Great. Now we're going to take a couple more side steps here. Take your hands on your hips, bend your knees. Go ahead and side step, tapping your foot. Now we've warmed up your feet, so probably nice and warm now. Maybe you're feeling more movement on your feet, more support with your feet. Good. You know, a practice here is to be able to lift the other knee into your chest. If you're not there yet, it's a-okay. No stress. Good. Keep the core engaged. Great. Awesome. Keep going. If at any point you need to go back to toes on the ground, that's okay too. Good. All right. Go ahead and lift the knee if that feels good to you. Keep going. And about 10 more here. 10, 9, 8, 7. Drive the other foot down. 6, 5, 4. Feel your glutes. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Good. Rest it out. Last one here. We're going to do straight lifts through your calves. So go ahead and Take your hands on a chair if you need to. Take your hand onto a wall. Even a pinky can help. You're going to bend your knees, both feet on the ground, curl up to your toes, and roll back down. Up to your toes, and roll back down. Up to your toes, roll back down. Good. Notice if you tend to pitch forward. Try to keep your body right over your legs. So it is just your calves and your feet doing the work. Good. Let's do 3 more here. 1 and 2 and 3. Great. Good. Roll your feet out. You need to hold on to roll those feet out. Feel free. Good. All right. We're going to take one knee into the chest. I'm going to point and flex the foot here. Work on that dorsiflexion. You're holding onto the wall. If you need more balance practice, try to pull those toes right up toward your knee and back down. So I find most often the reason why we trip is because we are not lifting our foot enough to be able to clear the floor, and then we trip. So this is very good practice for creating that lift that you need. Great. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Other leg lifts. Point and flex. So we're focusing on the flexion, lifting the toe towards the knee. Yes. And then just notice if you're working on your balance, if maybe you can start to do this without holding on. Bend the knee so you're nice and controlled. Good. If you're not there yet, A-okay. But we're working towards. You can even do this sitting in a chair. Great. All right. Now we're going to go back to both feet on the ground. We're going to do 1 foot at a time. So 1 leg calf raises here. You can hold on and lift up and right back down. What I want you to think about is going straight up through your ankle and right back down. So we're not doing any of this like, whoa, whoa, up and down, right? So if you need to put 1 foot on the floor, you can do that too. Focusing on 1 leg, go straight up, straight back down. We're not going to do as many here because it is 1 foot, but talk about major ankle strengthening. Good. Let's do 3 more on this side. Now, if you have 1 foot on the floor like I do, there's very little weight on that back leg. It's just there as a kickstand. Good. All right, switch sides. Other foot on the ground. If you need that kickstand in the back, that's great. Go ahead and lift up. And again, notice if you are using your whole body to help you lift. See if you can just lift from your calf. Straight up, straight back down. Yes, it will burn. Great. All right. Shake it out. Roll your ankles out. Last balance exercise that we have here. We're going to take the foot to the side. Your other leg is going to step behind you. We're going to do a curtsy. Again, you can hold on to a bar here. Step to the side. Curtsy. Weight goes on your back foot. Good. Notice what your hips are doing here. Can you propel yourself from your hips? Good. You don't have to go very low. I want you to sit back into your hips, drive off your heel, other foot back. Good. And you'll notice we're working a lot of different planes of motion here because life does not happen in one plane of motion. We're not always working straight forward. We're walking around people. We're walking up and down on curbs. We're avoiding people coming at us. We're shifting around grocery carts, right? Life is very multidimensional. So our training should be also. Good. Awesome. Nice. 1 more each side. And back over to the other side. Excellent. Good. All right. Shake your arms out. Let go of any tension in your shoulders. Shake your hands. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of stomping. Stomping has been proven to help your hip bone density immensely. I love it. It's also really great for like energy release. So bring your feet underneath your hips. We're going to stomp. Just keep stomping If you've got somebody underneath you, maybe you apologize before you do this, but go ahead and stomp really hard. You can feel that tension and pressure coming out of your legs. Keep your back straight. Good. Really stomp through those heels. Come on, you can get it out. Use your arms too. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Ah. Good. Let's do 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, good. And then shake it out. Ah. Very good. All right. Your balance practice is done for today. I can't wait to hear the results of working on this. And please leave me comments. Make sure you subscribe so you get new videos when they come up. And let me know what workouts you are looking to add to your collection, and I will film them for you. Thanks so much. I'll see you soon.